that deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina sent an extradition request to get her back twice in a span of 48 hours. It would have been surprising given that our Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri was in Dhaka for a day just a fortnight ago, and sources tell me nothing on this front came up during the discussions. It is not surprising, however, if you piece together the events of this week and connect the dots. The day that Hasina's extradition was sought, Mohammad Yunus regime appointed Nasim ul Ghani the Home Affairs advisor to the government. That's an interesting choice. Ghani is one of the founders of Hizb ut-Tahrir, a proscribed terror organization in India and Bangladesh. HUT played a behind-the-scenes role in hijacking the students' protests and turning them into a regime change operation, along with the Jamaat cadres during the July-August turmoil. Originally set up in Palestine in the 1950s, Hizb ut-Tahrir has since developed pan-Islamic presence across Muslim countries. The Bangladesh chapter came up in the year 2000 when Begum Khaleda Zia-led BNP government was in power. It aims to form a Sharia-compliant caliphate in the Muslim world, if need be with the use of violence and terror. Banned in Bangladesh by Hasina in 2009, Ghani's appointment puts the organization en route to revival. Worryingly for us, its cadres are active in at least 4 states of India, and the NIA charge-sheeted 2 of them in Tamil Nadu just this week in a terror case. They were arrested in the month of June after surveillance found them recruiting youth to indulge in terrorism by way of online and offline indoctrination. Days before this appointment, another key aide of Yunus, Mahfouz Alam, posted on his Facebook page a map of what some Bangladeshis call the Greater Bangladesh, a territorial fantasy that includes parts of Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya and Bengal in their country. That was provocative and the post was promptly deleted. Perhaps it was aimed at eliciting the response it got. Remember, Alam is the same guy introduced by Yunus as the mastermind of the August uprising in Dhaka to his New York audience. Also this week, a Dhaka court freed former minister and BNP leader Abdul Salam Pinto. Now, who is this Pinto? He was accused of organizing terror training camps for Harkatul Jihad-e-Islami, or Huji, the Pak-occupied Kashmir-based anti-India terrorist organization carrying out acts of terror in Kashmir Valley in the early 2000s. So obviously, Pinto was on the rolls of Pakistan's ISI. He indulged in these anti-India activities while he was the Deputy Minister of Education in the Khaleda Zia government. He was arrested in 2008 in connection with the 2004 Dhaka grenades attack on an Awami League rally in which 24 League cadres died. Now he's a free man. Released along with him was Lutfuzzama Babar, one of the main accused in the Chittagong arms haul case of 2004. Babar had opposed the birth of Bangladesh in 1971 and created a militia that fought alongside the Pakistan army against the Mukti Bahini and the Indian army. He's also a free man now. Gives you an idea of what mentality is controlling events in Dhaka today. You know what's the Chittagong arms haul case? 10 trucks of arms and ammunition meant for ultras in India's northeast were intercepted in Chittagong. The supplies were brokered by Pakistan's ISI, picked from China in a Chinese ship and brought to Bangladesh via Thailand when they were intercepted based on an Indian intelligence operation. Hang on, there's more. Also this week, a Bangladeshi court commuted the death sentence of Ulfa terrorist Paresh Barua to life term in jail. Now hiding somewhere in China, and our agencies know where, Barua was provided a safe house in Bangladesh for a long time when BNP was in power in Dhaka. Guess what? During the Chittagong arms haul that I just mentioned, Barua was coordinating from one of those safe houses there for the onward journey of the contraband to India's troubled northeast. In effect, we're back to square one. After the peace dividend of Hasina years, the present establishment in Dhaka is hell-bent on promoting anti-India circumstances. Yunus might have personal motivations against Hasina. For in a case of excess, he was convicted and sought to be put in jail by her government last year. Maybe that is the reason why he has been picked. But the larger agenda is to create a situation in which India's national security gets compromised. And it's getting visible as we speak. One Bangladeshi national, Saad Radi, was nabbed by Assam police from Kerala a few days back. Radi is an active member of the Al-Qaeda affiliate Ansarullah Bangla team, the ABT, whose leader Jashimuddin Rahmani was released by the Yunus regime in August itself. He had entered India, Radi, in November with the objective of activating ABT sleeper cells in Assam and Bengal. 8 others were nabbed along with him by the Assam police and have admitted to plans to activate sleeper cells through places like Murshidabad and Falkata and Dhubri with the objective of carrying out terror activities. The fact that he was caught from Kerala shows how deep the support system exists for these Bangladeshi radicals, compromising India's national security. Just a day before the Assam STF busted this terror module, 5 Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh JMB terrorists were apprehended from Kokrajhar and Dhubri districts, again a banned organization. The Assam police operation gives you an idea of the kind of hawk's eye our agencies are keeping on activities originating out of Bangladesh. They better be warned, for we know a lot more perhaps than we are showing at this stage. India won't brook any compromise with its national security. And more importantly, given the danger to her life, extraditing Sheikh Hasina is out of question. Moving on. President-elect of the United States, Donald Trump, is having fun ahead of his inauguration, redrawing the American foreign policy. If he executes in office what he has been saying as a build-up, not just the foreign policy, Trump might end up redrawing the map of the United States of America itself. Over this week, part jokingly, often seriously, Trump has claimed American national interest over the Panama Canal, over Greenland, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and of course called Canada 51st state of the USA umpteenth time. The joke bit is reserved for the last one, for Justin Trudeau specifically. The Canadian PM has been made to pay obeisance at the Mar-a-Lago residence of Trump, and a day after the meeting called the governor of the state of Canada just to rub in the insult. In a preemptive move, Trudeau made his deputy PM and the finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, leave the government, hoping to mollycoddle Trump, but to no avail. Trudeau's in permanent crisis mode from here or till he's ultimately phased out early next year. There's a third no-confidence motion against him, with 50 Ontario MPs calling for his removal this week. Latest opinion polls show 73% of overall Canadian voters and 43% of Liberals want him out. Ally NDP under Sikh radical Jagmeet Singh, for whom Trudeau has taken Canada's relationship with India on a limb, has decided to vote against him when the parliament meets after winter holidays. Trudeau's decision to impose an emergency during the 2022 truckers' protest has been declared unconstitutional by courts, and Trudeau faces charges of personal corruption in connection with the foundation in his father's name. Canadians are facing a long-running housing crisis, unaffordable rents, double-digit inflation, unemployment inching closer to double digits, and the economy in a mess. Guess they might not mind becoming the 51st state of the USA if continuing to have Trudeau as PM is their only other option. Trump perhaps sees that. But the American president-elect's more serious charge came against Panama, one which has geopolitical consequences. Trump told a conservative conference in Arizona that Panama was charging U.S. ships ridiculous, highly unfair fees to use its namesake canal. That if the ripoff did not stop, he would demand the canal to be returned to the United States. Trump added he did not want the Panama Canal falling into the wrong hands and specifically cited China, which has significant interests in the waterway. The comment on Panama was not off the cuff. A day before, Trump had posted on his social media that the canal was a vital national asset for America. In fact, in September last year, he mentioned taking back Panama Canal to Tucker Carlson in a podcast. Why is it weighing so much on Trump's mind? That's where American geopolitics comes in. The 81 kilometers long channel connects Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic, providing a narrow passage for the ships carrying much of American trade. Originally a French initiative, the Americans took over the construction sometime in 1885 after the French failed. The engineering marvel had claimed over 35,000 lives in its making, mostly to malaria and yellow fever that plagued the wooded Central American geography at that time. The ownership of the canal was handed over to Panama by the Carter administration in 1977, and there's a neutrality agreement that keeps the passageway open to international traffic. Over 14,000 ships pass through it annually, carrying 5% of global maritime trade. 75% of the US $270 billion per annum freight through Panama is either import to or export from America, irrespective of which country's ships are carrying it. Now here's the catch. The Chinese are the second biggest users of the canal after the United States and have backed it up with investments in Panama. The impact of Chinese presence can be gauged from the fact that in 2017, Panama cut its diplomatic ties with Taiwan and declared it a part of China. Obviously, for the Americans, the threat of Chinese presence in their backyard is both geo-economic and geostrategic. China, on its part, was quick to jump in with a statement by its embassy saying it recognizes the canal as the sovereign territory of Panama and that the canal shall remain a permanently neutral international passageway. It is unlikely that we are going to see any military action on the Panama front. The government might tweak the tariffs, which the deal-maker Trump might like. Ultimately, this posturing could just be another pressure point to leverage in the overall trade war that Trump is planning. President Trump's next territorial claim, however, is the one that has created the biggest diplomatic ripples. Nursing a grudge from his last term, perhaps, Trump crossed the Atlantic this time and reached for Greenland, an autonomous territory of Denmark. In 2019, too, he had sought to purchase the island from the kingdom. Greenland is in the Arctic Circle, is rich in minerals, and it straddles the shortest route that connects north of Europe with North America. That explains the geostrategic importance of the real estate occupying Trump's mind. A peaked Danish government said it was not up for sale. What must have got the Danes worried is the use of words absolute necessity by Trump. They want to take it by force. Again, unlikely. But as in the case of the Panama Canal, so here, the overarching concern seems to be national security. If China is the bugbear in the former, Russia is a clear and present danger in this case. The reason why the United States maintains a strong air base with a Space Force component on the island. Back in 2019, on a similar refusal by Mette Frederiksen, Danish Prime Minister, a miffed Trump had cancelled his Denmark trip, leading to a bit of a diplomatic froth across Europe. The idea of the US buying Greenland, in fact, goes back to the early 1900s, when a rising America had thought of securing its sea lanes by purchasing that huge mass of ice. Harry S. Truman again toyed with the idea during the war years of 1940s, but was subsequently abandoned till Trump raised it again in 2019.
Now, Denmark, I looked forward to going, but I thought that the Prime Minister's statement that it was absurd, the idea was nasty.
Like in the case of NATO, Trump perhaps wants Denmark to pay for its security rather than actually buy into the expensive European welfare system that Greenlanders are used to at Denmark's expense. More likely, it is just that pressure tactic. As if on cue, hours after Trump's shout-out, the Danish government announced a huge defense boost for Greenland security that included a couple of drones and 2 dog sled teams. But as the Danes believe, those Great Danes would suffice for a Normandy-style storming just in case Trump presses the button. It sounds comic, but for the fact that it's part of a larger tragedy panning out in Europe, that of its decline. That takes us to our third segment. In his first salvo at the European Union, Donald Trump took Brussels in a pincer, announcing either it buys more US oil and gas to balance trade or be ready to face tariffs. I told the European Union that they must make up their tremendous deficit with the United States by the larger scale purchase of our oil and gas. Otherwise, it is tariffs all the way, Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform on Friday. EU scurried for cover. Both President Ursula von der Leyen and ECB head Christine Lagarde asked member countries to buy more from USA, both energy and other US-made stuff. The threat has worked. EU had, in fact, preemptively increased buying of US LNG this past month, anticipating Trump tantrums. US is already the largest supplier of LNG to EU, accounting for 48% of the total supplies against 16% from Russia this quarter. While this gives you an idea of the kind of impact a mercurial Trump is already having, it also speaks volumes about the situation Europe finds itself in. From a sheepish response of Denmark to the EU leaders calibrating their conduct even before Trump takes office. There's a reason why the US would boss around Europe, Trump or no Trump. In 2008, the two economies were largely equal in size at roughly $14 trillion. Today, the United States stands at 28 trillion, 50% more than EU's 19 trillion. Nothing exemplifies Europe's economic slide better than the Volkswagen crisis. Europe's biggest employer in Europe's biggest economy, Germany, announced in September that it was contemplating shuttering down 3 of its car manufacturing units to ward off bankruptcy. Europe has lost the edge in industry and technology. Take a look at the top 10 tech companies of the world by market cap. 1 to 7 are American corporations, 8th is Taiwanese, 9th is Chinese, and 10th from South Korea. There are only 4 European companies in top 50 global big tech list. The first in the list appears at number 13 for Europe, then comes SAP at 18th, and then Schneider at distant 30. Another stat: there's not a single company in the European Union with a market cap of over 100 billion euros which has been set up from scratch in the last 50 years. European businesses are plagued with lower profits, slower revenue growth, and much lesser R&D spends vis-a-vis their American counterparts. There's no Silicon Valley parallel in Europe. Hemmed in by national boundaries, the market size limitation is compounded by layers of national rules, policies, and laws, and consequent compliance burden. And then there is the ideological cholesterol by way of postmodernist regulation, from climate change to woke accent on diversity, from strict labor laws to consumer-centric competition policies. While there's a certain idealism that guides those positions, together they have had an impact of stifling innovation and making corporations scoot for cover. Add to it the aging demographics, labor shortages, immigrant dependencies, and related civil strife due to the uncontrolled migration. And Europe presents a picture of an economy gone sick. Listen to this right-wing leader, Alice Weidel, taking Olaf Scholz to the cleaners for the situation in Germany in Bundestag.
Die Bürger haben ganz genau begriffen, dass ihre Politik Wohlstandsvernichtung, Deindustrialisierung, Massenmigration und Verlust der inneren Sicherheit bedeutet. Sie sind der Kanzler des Niedergangs, Herr Scholz.
You are the chancellor of decline, she said in this speech, around the time that Volkswagen made that shuttering decision. Since the year 2008, 30% of unicorns born in EU countries have migrated to the United States. Not that the leadership is not aware. A committee was set up to diagnose the sickness and prescribe a way out by the European Commission. Former ECB president and one of Europe's sharpest economic minds, Mario Draghi, was tasked to present a vision for the future of Europe. The Draghi report admits that European foundations are shaken. Europe missed out on the tech revolution led by the internet and the consequent productivity gains. It predicts a dire picture of Europe struggling at present levels of GDP even by 2050 if drastic measures are not taken. Imagine the morass Europe finds itself in, that Draghi says in his report. A resuscitation of the economy would need capital infusion 3 times that of the Marshall Plan in scale. I quote, "There's an existential challenge. We have to choose. If we don't, we would be forced to choose. We would need to scale back our ambition on many fronts, from development at home to independence on the world stage." Draghi muses. It is likely that most EU leaders concur. Among prescriptions is closing the innovation gap with US, China, doing something to reduce energy dependence on the rest of the world. Except for Norway, Europe does not have much of its own energy reserves, and addressing this issue is going to decide the future effectively, admits Draghi. We should abandon the illusion that only procrastination can preserve consensus. In fact, procrastination has only produced slower growth. We have reached a point where without action, we will have to either compromise our welfare, our environment, or our freedom, he concludes. The diagnosis is scathing and the medicine is strong, said Chatham House on the report. But there's a bigger crisis above all, the crisis of leadership and confidence. There's an absence of self-belief. The Supreme Court in Romania countermanded the national election last month, citing TikTok manipulation. Yes, the topmost court of Romania in Bucharest ruled that the election was hijacked by TikTok videos of the right-wing leader who was in the lead. Europe looks tentative, little lost. As we head into the new year, there's a certain self-doubt and confusion that afflicts the bloc. Scholz just lost his government in Germany. Emmanuel Macron has faced headwinds post the EU elections, shuffling 2 prime ministers. Starmer already looks directionless. Of course, UK is Europe, but not EU. This crisis of self was encapsulated by the only leader of Europe who seems to be sitting pretty. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, while addressing the Atlantic Council in New York on the sidelines of the UNGA. Listen in.
This analysis was focused on Meloni's Western nationalism. The author, which is called Dr. Constantini, argues that my political belief is in what might be called Western nationalism, a thought which at its heart embodies the survival and renaissance of Western civilization, which according to Constantini is new to the European scene.
Her solution to the decline of Europe? Greek philosophy, Roman law, Christian humanism, and Michael Jackson. Thanks for watching.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
India's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
And thank you for tuning in. I'm Suesha Sawant and thank you for joining us on Republic TV. We'll get you the news summarized with note assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. No end to the politics over Manmohan Memorial. BJP alleges Congress members did not come to collect Dr. Singh's mortal remains. Republic only channel reporting from Patna. Protesters clash with cops, say we won't take part in talks without CM joining. Kejriwal has levelled big charge against BJP ahead of Delhi polls, claiming BJP is manipulating voters' list. Death toll mounts in South Korea plane crash tragedy, 179 reported dead. And that was the news summarized with note assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Let's begin with the big story of the day. And we got across to the latest details coming in. Patna witnessing high tension as thousands of Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants who continued their protests at Gandhi Maidan in Patna demanding a re-examination of the 70th BPSC preliminary exams. The demonstrators, firm on their demand to meet with Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to discuss the ongoing impasse, broke through two barricades set up by the cops. Let's listen into what the cops are saying.
एवेन्यू के लिए चले गए,
ये हमको जानकारी नहीं है। आप
कोई मीटिंग तो नहीं मतलब थी,
उनके द्वारा कुछ ऐसा नहीं बोला गया। उनको हमने मौका दिया, जो वो लीड कर रहे थे इसको, उनको बोला हमने कि आप जो है अपना प्रतिनिधि मंडल हमको दीजिए। उसमें ना तो उन्होंने 5 नाम ही दिए, ना ही व्यक्तियों को हमारे समक्ष लेकर आया गया। उसी में इन्होंने धक्का मुक्की शुरू की। उसके बावजूद प्रशासन ने कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया। हम लोग वहीं बने रहे, हम खुद वहाँ पर खड़े रहे। उसके बाद भी इनसे अनुरोध किया, उनके बाद भी हम लोगों ने अनुरोध किया कि आपके द्वारा अगर किसी से मिलना चाहते हैं, चीफ सेक्रेटरी सर जो है खुद इन लोगों से मिलने के लिए तैयार थे, परंतु इनके द्वारा जो है खाली नहीं किया जा रहा था और ना ही अपनी मांग जो है आगे रखी जा रही थी। बार बार अनुरोध करने के बावजूद कि आप इस चीज़ को यहाँ खाली कर दीजिए, हम लोगों ने प्यार से सबको वहाँ से उठाया, फिर भी जो है ये लोग वहीं जमे हुए थे। उसके बावजूद जो है जब हम लोगों ने इनको वार्निंग दी कि हम आपको यहाँ से हटा रहे हैं, इनके द्वारा जो है अवरुद्ध किया गया। पूरा यातायात काफ़ी घंटों से जो है यहाँ पर बंद था, लोग फंसे हुए थे उसमें। और उसके बाद जो है हम लोगों ने पानी का यूज़ किया। पानी के यूज़ में हम लोग भी साथ में उनके खड़े रहे, फिर भी हम लोगों ने कोशिश की कि उनको हटाया जाए या उनको जो है समझाया जाए, लेकिन जो है वो अपना चीज़ों को लेके अड़े हुए थे, ना ही कोई मांग रख रहे थे और ना ही किसी जनप्रतिनिधि जो भी उनके जो लीड कर रहे थे,
कहीं दिख रही थी,
जो लीडर थे वो भी हमारे सामने नहीं आए, ना ही लोग हमारे सामने आए। फिर भी जो है गर्दनी बाग धरना स्थल से लेके जो है गांधी मूर्ति पे आज इन्होंने जाम किया बिना अनुमति के। उसके बावजूद जो है जेपी गोलंबर पे वहाँ धक्का मुक्की की गई। फिर बार बार हमारे द्वारा अनुरोध करने पर भी जो है धक्का मुक्की की गई।
में कोई आगे आप लोग
विधि सम्मत कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
चलिए, धन्यवाद। हमसे बात कर रही थी।
चलिए, यहाँ पर जो साफ तौर पर सिटी एसपी ने साफ तौर पर कहा कि कई बार समझाइश की कोशिश की गई, समझाया गया, लेकिन जब बात नहीं मानी गई उसके बाद एक्शन लेना पड़ा। पहले हल्का बल प्रयोग करना पड़ा, उसके बाद वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया गया, बात तब भी नहीं बनी। उसके बाद लाठीचार्ज करनी पड़ी और इस पूरे भीड़ को इकट्ठा जो यहाँ पर हो गई थी उसे तितर बितर करने में पुलिस ने कामयाबी पाई, प्रशासन ने कामयाबी पाई। तो कुल मिलाकर यहाँ पर अब जो अगर तस्वीरें अगर आप देखेंगे तो वाटर कैनन के इस्तेमाल के बाद से ही, लाठीचार्ज के बाद से ही तस्वीरें बदल चुकी हैं और जो भी यहाँ पर जो एक भीड़ इकट्ठा थी वो अब शांत हो चुकी है।
Vivek, while the situation now seems under control, but what is the solution that the Bihar government is planning from here on? Because we understand that a minor scuffle also broke out between both the sides, and it has certainly not been easy for the cops to also take control. Given the fact that the aspirants are adamant that they will want Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to talk on the ongoing impasse, what's expected will happen?
देखिए यहाँ पर जो है हमने बराबर कहा कि ये दिन में ही तय हुआ और दिन में इस बात को लेकर तय हुआ प्रशांत किशोर के रहते कि जो डेलीगेशन है 5 लोगों का वो मुख्य सचिव लेवल पर बात होगी, लेकिन बार बार अनाउंसमेंट की गई कि आपकी तरफ से अभी तक 5 लोगों के नाम नहीं दिए गए हैं, तो कौन आएगा बात करने के लिए, ताकि जो मसौदा तैयार हुआ है उसके आधार पर आप आगे बात करेंगे। लेकिन अभी जो खबर है कि अंत तक बात नहीं बनी, 3 नहीं बल्कि 5 बार माइकिंग की गई और माइकिंग के बाद बात नहीं बनी, तो निष्कर्ष ये निकला कि इस भीड़ को तितर बितर करना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि ये जो भीड़ है और उग्र हो चली थी। ऐसे में सबसे पहले इन्हें समझाया गया, हल्का बल प्रयोग किया गया, उसके बाद वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया गया और उसके बाद लाठीचार्ज की गई। तो आप जिस गोलंबर पर इस वक्त हम खड़े हैं, ये पौष गोलंबर है और कई सड़कों को यहाँ पर जोड़ता है राजधानी पटना की। तो यहाँ पर एक बात समझनी होगी कि प्रशांत किशोर जो कहना चाहते थे वो कह गए, लेकिन छात्रों का जो गुट है वो 2 अलग अलग भागों में नजर आता है। एक गुट जो है वो ये कहता है कि जो प्रशांत किशोर हैं उन्होंने अपनी राजनीति चमका ली, उन्होंने राजनीति चमकानी थी, अपने लोगों के साथ आए थे और चले गए। दूसरी बात कि जो यहाँ पर लोग मौजूद थे वो चाहते थे कि प्रशांत किशोर इस आंदोलन को जो हवा देकर गए हैं उस हवा में वो बैठे रहें और यह आवाज़ सरकार तक पहुँच जाए, लेकिन कोई ऐसा प्रयास नहीं किया गया। छात्रों से जब हमने बात की तो छात्रों ने ये कहा कि हम 5 क्यों जाएंगे, हमें सभी को लेकर जाना है, किसी डेलीगेशन की बात नहीं होगी, क्योंकि वहाँ हम जाएंगे तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आयोग हमारे लिए कुछ नए चीज़ लाकर सामने रखेगा। तो कुल मिलाकर जो स्थिति है अभी उसके बारे में हम बात करें कि जाम इन्हीं सड़कों पर था और सड़कों पर जो पानी है वो ये बता रहा है कि कुछ देर पहले यहाँ भीड़ जमा थी जो अपनी बात को रखना चाह रही थी, लेकिन जब बात नहीं बनी तो प्रशासन को एक्शन लेना पड़ा। और इसके बाद की तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, ज़रा मोड़िए कैमरे को, और कैमरे को अगर आप देखिएगा तो इस गोलंबर के चारों तरफ यहीं पर जो छात्र हैं वो तालियां बजा रहे थे, उनकी भीड़ इकट्ठा हो रही थी, उनकी संख्या 500 से ज़्यादा थी, लगभग 1000 के थी, और आखिरकार उन्हें पीछे हटना पड़ा क्योंकि यहाँ पर पानियों की बौछार करनी पड़ी। और जैसा कि अभी आपने सुना कि सिटी एसपी ने साफ तौर पर कहा कि हमने कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी उन्हें समझाने के लिए, लेकिन एक बात जो पूरे इस दरमियान जो अहम है कि छात्रों ने खुलकर कहा कि हमें किसकी मदद की ज़रूरत नहीं, हम अपनी लड़ाई खुद लड़ लेंगे, हम में वो शक्ति है, हमें न तेजस्वी यादव की ज़रूरत है, हमें न पप्पू यादव की ज़रूरत है, न हमें प्रशांत किशोर की ज़रूरत है, हम अपनी बात पहुंचाएंगे। लेकिन भीड़ के तितर बितर होने के बाद वो बयान, वो बातें अभी बंद सी हो गई हैं। लेकिन देखना ये होगा कि कल की जो सुबह है वो क्या कहती है। और यहाँ भी अभी भी आप देख पा रहे हैं जो लोग जिनकी गिरफ्तारियां हुई हैं यहाँ पर, जो कि आंदोलन में जुटे हुए थे, जो प्रदर्शनकारी थे, जो नारेबाजी कर रहे थे और प्रशासन के समझाने के बाद भी नहीं हटे, उनकी गिरफ्तारियां यहाँ पर हो रही हैं और यहाँ पर बसें लगाई गई हैं और इस बस के अंदर उन सभी लोगों को चिन्हित कर ले जाया जा रहा है और इनके ऊपर अब चार्जेस फ्रेम होंगे। और ये तस्वीरें हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, यहाँ पर जो प्रदर्शनकारी थे उन्हें इन्हीं बसों के अंदर रखा गया है और ये कहा जा रहा है कि क्या कहना है प्रशांत किशोर के, तो ये गाड़ी चल पड़ी है और जिन लोगों को यहाँ पर इस प्रदर्शन के दौरान पकड़ा गया अब उनकी गिरफ्तारियां कर ली गई हैं। यानी कि यहाँ पर जो आप देख पा रहे हो, कुछ लोग जो जख्मी हुए, एम्बुलेंस की व्यवस्था यहाँ पर की गई है और कुछ छात्राओं को, कुछ अभ्यर्थियों को यहाँ पर चोटें आई हैं। तो यहाँ पर आप देख पा रहे हैं कि एम्बुलेंस यहाँ पर लगी हुई है, उनके लिए पहले से इंतजाम किए थे कि ऐसा कुछ अगर होगा तो उस स्थिति से निपटने के लिए हमें अपनी तैयारियां फुल प्रूफ रखनी है। यानी प्रशासन पूरी तरीके से तैयार था, लेकिन ये अंदेशा नहीं था कि इसी चौराहे पर, इसी गोलंबर पर एक बड़ी भीड़ जुटेगी, उन पर एक्शन होगा और ये एम्बुलेंस में वो जो जख्मी अभ्यर्थी हैं उनको ले जाते हुए, जिनकी तबीयत खराब थी, बावजूद इसके वो यहाँ पर मौजूद थे, लेकिन वो भी बोलने की स्थिति में नहीं है। कोशिश की जा रही है, वो कुछ भी बोलने की स्थिति में नहीं है और यहाँ पर वो हाथ हिला रहे हैं और उनका और उन्होंने विक्ट्री साइन दिखाई है, यानी कि जीत हमारी होगी। आप ये समझिए कि इनकी हालत बेहद ही ख़राब है और उस भीड़ में जहाँ से इन्हें निकाला गया, पुलिस ने हल्का बल प्रयोग किया, उन्हें निकाला गया और अंदर जो मेडिकल टीम मौजूद है ये इशारा कर रही है कि आप चुप रहें, आप बात ना करें। लेकिन इतना तय है कि जो छात्र, जो अभ्यर्थी यहाँ पर मौजूद थे, उन्होंने इशारों में अपनी बात कही और ये कहा कि जीत हमारी होगी। लेकिन नेतृत्व कौन करेगा, नेतृत्वकर्ता कौन है, प्रशांत किशोर है या कौन है, इसके बारे में अभी तक कुछ भी पता नहीं है, क्योंकि इसके कई एंगल्स और रिपब्लिक भारत सबसे पहले उन छात्रों की आवाज़ हम आप तक पहुँचाएंगे जिन्होंने आकर यहाँ पर अपनी राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकने की कोशिश की है, राजनीति चमकाने की कोशिश की है, या फिर उनकी जो मांगे हैं 3 से 4 मांगे उसे पूरी करने के लिए दम भरा है। तो ये जरूरी है जी।
Absolutely, Vivek. Do stay on with us. We also have that response from Prashant Kishore. Let's listen into that, after which I come back to you.
प्रशांत जी, छात्र इसी बात का इंतजार कर रहे थे, कोई नेतृत्वकर्ता मिले।
देखिए, हम लोग पिछले 2-3 दिनों से सरकार से ये आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल बनाकर छात्रों से मिल लीजिए। मिलने में क्या दिक्कत है? छात्रों की मांग जायज है या नाजायज? वो बिहार के बच्चे हैं, एक बार उनसे मिल तो लीजिए।
प्रशांत जी, छात्र इसी बात का इंतजार कर रहे थे, कोई नेतृत्वकर्ता मिले।
देखिए, हम लोग पिछले 2-3 दिनों से सरकार से ये आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल बनाकर छात्रों से मिल लीजिए। मिलने में क्या दिक्कत है? छात्रों की मांग जायज है या नाजायज? वो बिहार के बच्चे हैं, एक बार उनसे मिल तो लीजिए।
For the moment, we also shift focus to tell you how the Aam Aadmi Party has accused the BJP. In fact, Aam Aadmi Party National Convener Arvind Kejriwal, who has claimed that BJP has been manipulating the electoral roll ahead of the Delhi Assembly polls, and also charged that there is a significant spike in applications for deletion and addition of voters in New Delhi seat. In the recent days, Kejriwal also filed a complaint with the district election officer in this regard. Listen in to what he said.
उनके पास ना कोई दिल्ली के लिए विजन है कि वो दिल्ली वालों के लिए क्या करना चाहते हैं, क्या करेंगे, ना उनके पास कैंडिडेट्स हैं। अब बीजेपी बेईमानी से चुनाव लड़के किसी भी तरह से जीतना चाहती है। नई दिल्ली विधानसभा का इनका ऑपरेशन लोटस 15 दिसंबर से चालू हुआ है। 15 दिसंबर से आज तक, यानी कि 15 दिन में इन्होंने लगभग 5000 एप्लीकेशन डिलीशन की डाली है। 5000 वोटर्स डिलीट करने की एप्लीकेशन 15 दिन में डाली है और लगभग 7500 एप्लीकेशन इन्होंने एडिशन की डाली है। मैं आप लोगों की जानकारी के लिए बता दूं कि चुनाव आयोग ने 7500 एप्लीकेशंस एडिशन की, 7500 वोट ऐड कराने के लिए और 5000 वोट डिलीट कराने के लिए, और मेरी विधानसभा में टोटल वोट 1,06,000 हैं। 1,06,000 में से लगभग 5% वोट ये डिलीट करवा रहे हैं, 7.5% वोट ये ऐड करवा रहे हैं। तो चुनाव कराने का ज़रूरत ही क्या है? चुनाव बचा क्या उसके बाद? चुनाव तो कुछ नहीं बचा। 12% वोट अगर इधर के उधर कर देंगे तो फिर तो चुनाव कुछ बचा ही नहीं। खेल हो रहा है इस देश के अंदर चुनाव के नाम पे।
नई दिल्ली विधानसभा क्षेत्र में जहां के विधायक श्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी हैं, वहां पर हमारी पत्नी अनीता सिंह जी का नाम कटवाने के लिए एप्लीकेशन दे दी, और एक बार नहीं दी, 2 बार दे दी। 24 दिसंबर को और 26 दिसंबर को। हमारी पत्नी अनीता सिंह जी जौनपुर की रहने वाली हैं, ये भी पूर्वांचल से हैं। मैंने पूर्वांचल का मुद्दा उठाया, यूपी बिहार के लोगों का मुद्दा उठाया, तो अब इस बात पे लग गया कि इनको ही सबक सिखाओ, इनकी पत्नी का ही वोट कटवा दो, तब इनको अकल आएगी। ऐसे मत करो बीजेपी वालों, नड्डा साहब ऐसे तो मत कीजिए। इस तरह से तो दिल्ली के अंदर चुनावी घोटाला मत करो भाजपाइयों।
BJP has hit back at Arvind Kejriwal after these allegations, saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is peddling fake narrative.
विश्वास है कि दिल्ली की जनसंख्या 2 करोड़ से अधिक होगी, 2 करोड़ होगी या 3 करोड़ होगी, उसके बीच में होगी। उसमें महिलाएं कितनी होंगी, रजिस्टर्ड कितनी होंगी, उसमें करिए। ये कम से कम नहीं तो 20-30 हज़ार करोड़ का खर्चा है, और दिल्ली में सरकार का उतना टोटल बजट है। तो ये सिर्फ गप नहीं है, लार्ज स्केल फ्रॉड है।
सर, एक और चार्जेस लगे हैं कि ऑपरेशन लोटस चलाया जा रहा है दिल्ली में, और 15 दिसंबर से ये ऑपरेशन लोटस चल रहा है, जिसमें आप लोगों ने 5000 वोटर्स के नाम कटवा दिए, 7000 वोटर्स के नाम डिलीशन जुड़वा दिए। तो इस तरीके की चीजें, जब 12% वोटर्स के नाम ही कट जाएंगे तो फिर इलेक्शन करवाने का क्या फायदा? एक बड़ा खेल आप लोग कर रहे हैं।
मैडम, मैं आपसे सिर्फ एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा। ये वही केजरीवाल और वही आम आदमी पार्टी है जो कुछ समय पहले कह रही थी कि हम लोग में भारतीय जनता पार्टी रोहिंग्यास को यहाँ लाए। ये खुद कह रहे थे, ठीक है। उन्होंने ये भी कहा था कि हमने पता नहीं क्या स्टेटमेंट दिया, हम सब क्लैरिफाई कर चुके हैं। आप मेरे को एक चीज़ बताइए, आपको लगता है कि रोहिंग्यास जो हैं, मैं अब वो अमानतुल्लाह खान हैं या कौन से उनके विधायक, उन्होंने कहा कि वो उनको हर 10,000 रुपये महीने भी देते हैं, सेटल भी करते हैं। आपको लगता है किसी कंडीशन में वो लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए वोट करेंगे? सवाल ही नहीं है। ये सब इन्होंने किया है, और ये इलीगल इन्फिल्ट्रेटर्स जो होते हैं उनको ये सेटल करा के उनकी वोटें बनवाई हैं। अगर वो वोटें अब कटवाएंगे, मैं तो कहता हूँ हमारी डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा। इसलिए केजरीवाल जी को पता नहीं होता, आज कुछ बोलते हैं, जब झूठ पकड़ा जाता है उनका फिर एकदम पलट जाते हैं।
संजय सिंह माननीय सांसद हैं, मैं पहले तो उन्हीं से पूछना चाहूँगा कि आप अरविंद केजरीवाल को वोट क्यों नहीं देना चाहते? खुद संजय सिंह तिलक नगर में उनका वोट बना हुआ है। 1 साल से नई दिल्ली में रह रहे हो भाई, अपना वोट तो कम से कम यहाँ कर लेते। लेकिन ये खुद अरविंद केजरीवाल को वोट नहीं देना चाहते। और जहाँ तक उनकी पत्नी का वोट है, वो वोट बना हुआ है, और वोट कटाने का आवेदन कोई भी देता है तो उसकी जांच पड़ताल की जाती है।
कौन काटना चाहता है वोट उनके?
दो महिलाएं हैं जिन्होंने एप्लीकेशन लगाई है, हमने जांच पड़ताल की है। एक का नाम मधु है और एक का नाम है सुरेश देवी। अब मैं आदरणीय भाभी जी से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि बताइए ना, ये मधु कौन है, ये सुरेश देवी कौन है? खुल के बताएं।
भाभी जी अगर शांत है तो आप भी बता दीजिए।
तो मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, ये उनके परिवार का मामला है, हमसे मत पूछिए। संजय सिंह बताएं, भाभी जी बताएं, भाभी जी घर पर हैं, वो बताएं मधु कौन है, सुरेश देवी कौन है। दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के अब जनाधार खत्म हो चुका है। ये पहली ऐसी सरकार है जिसका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेल में, जेल मंत्री जेल में, आबकारी मंत्री जेल में, शिक्षा मंत्री जेल में, शराब मंत्री जेल में, उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में, मुख्यमंत्री जेल में, 15 विधायक, 8 मंत्री, 1 सांसद जेल में। यह आज़ादी के बाद एक ही पार्टी ने अगर भ्रष्टाचार का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा है तो अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी ने तोड़ा है। क्या जनता से वोट लेंगे साहब? साफ पानी नहीं दे पाए, मिट्टी भरा पानी आता है आज भी। बिजली के मीटर दुगने भाग रहे जबकि हाफ होने थे। जो मोहल्ला क्लिनिक की बात करते हैं, वहां पर कुत्ते सोए होते, कोई जानवर सोए होते हैं, दवाई के नाम पे बच्चे मर गए। और जो अस्पताल कोई नया और स्कूल नहीं बना नहीं पाए, आज 70% लोग प्राइवेट अस्पतालों में जाने के लिए मजबूर हो गए अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार में। 10 साल से इनकी सरकार थी, महिलाओं को 1000 रुपया महीना नहीं दे पाए। पंजाब आपके साथ लगता है, पूछिए पंजाब को 2 साल हो गए, क्या दिए वहां पे पैसे? किसी महिला को नहीं दिए 1000 रुपये। और अब चुनाव आया तो नौटंकी शुरू कर दी।
And well, just a day after former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh's cremation, politics erupted between the Congress and BJP Over the memorial, BJP President JP Nadda said that the centre had allocated space for Manmohan Singh's memorial and informed his family about it as he accused the Congress of indulging in quote-unquote cheap politics over the former Prime Minister's cremation. BJP chief's reaction that came after the Congress accused the centre of insulting Dr. Singh, the country's first Sikh Prime Minister, by performing his last rites at Nigambodh Ghat instead of a designated spot that could be turned into a memorial. Lok Sabha leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi said that the BJP-led centre has totally insulted Dr. Manmohan Singh by performing his last rites at Nigambodh Ghat.
ये वास्तव में बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष राहुल गांधी और वर्तमान में अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी देश के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री सम्माननीय मनमोहन सिंह जी के दुखद देहावसान पर भी राजनीति करने से बाज नहीं आ रहे। कांग्रेस के इस घटिया सोच के लिए जितनी भी निंदा की जाए वो कम है। कांग्रेस जिसने डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को जीते जी कभी भी वास्तविक सम्मान नहीं दिया, अब उनके सम्मान के नाम पर राजनीति कर रहे हैं। ये वही कांग्रेस है जिसने पीएम मनमोहन सिंह जी को के ऊपर सुपर पीएम के रूप में मैडम सोनिया गांधी जी को बिठा करके पीएम पद की गरिमा को धूमिल किया। पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मनमोहन सिंह जी की समाधि के लिए आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार ने जगह भी दी और परिवार को सूचित भी किया है, फिर भी कांग्रेस झूठी खबरें फैला रही है।
कंट्रोवर्सी जो क्रिएट कर रहे हैं उनको बोलिए जरा थोड़ी सी इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करें। मैं समझता हूं इट्स टोटली अननेसेसरी। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह का बहुत वैल्यूबल कंट्रीब्यूशन था, पहले एज एन एकेडमिक, फिर एज ए सिविल सर्वेंट और उसके बाद एज ए प्रधानमंत्री। ही हैपन टू बी ए सीख, एज ए प्राउड सीख वी नॉट ओनली draw inspiration from that, but the honors that he has been given are as of a former prime minister who has served the country for.
Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, in spite of our ideological political differences, बहुत ही एक विशिष्ट व्यक्तित्व का मोस्ट रिस्पेक्टफुल पर्सनालिटी था। मोदी जी के सरकार जो कुछ भी इसके अंतिम संस्कार के लिए और उनको माननीय डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को जो अंतिम रिस्पेक्ट देने के लिए सब कुछ करने के बाद भी इसमें पॉलिटिक्स करना शुरू कर दिया। किसी एक प्रधानमंत्री जी के देहांत के बाद इतने लो लेवल जाना ये किसी पार्टी के लिए शोभा नहीं देते हैं। जब प्रधानमंत्री स्वयं इसके बारे में चिंता करके सब कुछ अरेंजमेंट करने के लिए व्यवस्था की, स्वयं गृह मंत्री जी ने कांग्रेस का अध्यक्ष को इसका मेमोरियल बनाने के लिए, स्मारक बनाने के लिए सरकार ने निर्णय जो लिया था उसका कम्युनिकेट किया, तब भी ये लोग इसमें मिसलीडिंग स्टेटमेंट देते हुए बहुत ही चीप पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं।
And well, in a devastating incident, a plane carrying 175 passengers and 6 crew members that burst into flames after the plane reportedly veered off the runway and collided with the fence at the Muan International Airport in South Korea. 179 who have been reported dead. We're getting you all the details in this report.
Over 170 passengers have been killed after a plane crashed during landing in South Korea's Muan International Airport on Sunday. And the death toll is only expected to rise. A chilling video showed the twin-engine plane skidding down the runway with no apparent landing gear slamming into the wall and erupting into a fireball. The plane, a Boeing 737-800 jet, was reported to be carrying 2 Thai passengers and the rest were believed to be South Korean nationals. According to emergency office, only 2 of the 179 people have been rescued so far. Authorities are probing to uncover what led to the catastrophic event during the landing process. As per South Korean media, all domestic and international flights in South Korea have been cancelled following the crash. Thailand's Prime Minister expressed condolences and ordered a Foreign Affairs Ministry to provide assistance immediately. South Korea's acting president, who arrived at the Muan International Airport, said no words of comfort would suffice the bereaved families who suffered this tragedy.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
In the newsroom, it is not that simple to summarize a story that is breaking. With the Notices feature powered by Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, you can make a long story short and format it into a clear, easy to review summary. Galaxy AI is here.
When Nitish Kumar Reddy brought up his maiden test century at the Melbourne cricket ground, his father's joyful reaction to the feat went viral almost instantly. It was more than just a father's joy for his child accomplishing something many dream about, making the country proud at the highest level of the sport and at a time when the team was in a fix. For Mutiala Reddy, this was the moment when he knew that he made the right choice in taking an unconventional and extremely risky path to supporting the dreams of his son. Nitish's father had a comfortable government job, but when faced with the choice of relocation in the year 2012, chose to retire 25 years earlier than he was supposed to and support his son's fledgling cricket journey. It was a big risk, especially since his only source of earnings after that was the interest from the retirement funds that he received. The decision was questioned by many people, and Mutiala's main hope was to see his son make it to the state's Ranji Trophy team. Any talk of an India call-up seemed far-fetched at best. But Nitish not only made it to the domestic team, he also impressed in the IPL for the Sunrisers Hyderabad and was thus fast-tracked into the Test team. Aged 21, he was seen as one for the future, the answer to India's pace bowling all-rounder problem in the long term. But as Reddy proved at the MCG, the future is now. At stumps on Saturday at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, India still trailed Australia by 116 runs in the first innings, but it could have been so much worse. Reddy, playing in just his fourth test and batting at number 8, rescued India from a shaky 221 for 7, sharing a 127-run partnership with Washington Sundar. But once Washington Sundar and Jasprit Bumrah were dismissed,
Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra powered by Galaxy AI bring you the latest news in a super efficient and summarized format from across the country only on Republic TV.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Republic TV and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. Let's get started with all the top stories of the day making headlines.
बीजेपी बेईमानी से चुनाव लड़के किसी भी तरह से जीतना चाहती है। 12% वोट अगर इधर के उधर कर देंगे तो फिर तो चुनाव कुछ बचा ही नहीं। खेल हो रहा है इस देश के अंदर चुनाव के नाम पे।
Kejriwal has leveled a big charge against BJP ahead of the polls in Delhi. States that the BJP is tampering the voter rolls. BJP's Virendra Sachdeva hits back at Kejriwal and calls his allegations baseless.
पिछले 2-3 दिनों से सरकार से ये आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल बनाकर छात्रों से मिल लीजिए। मिलने में क्या दिक्कत है?
Patna witnesses high tension as thousands of Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants continue their protest at the Gandhi Maidan in Patna. No end to politics over Manmohan Singh's memorial. BJP alleges that Congress members did not come to collect Dr. Singh's mortal remains. The South Korea plane crashes in Muan International Airport after landing gear malfunction, killing 179 people. Airline CEO says hard to presume the cause of accident. Just a day after former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh's cremation, politics is erupting between the Congress and the Centre over the memorial. Now, BJP President JP Nadda says that Centre has allocated space for Manmohan Singh's memorial and has informed his family about it. He goes on to accuse the Congress party of indulging in cheap politics over the former Prime Minister's cremation. There are multiple reactions, viewers, that have come in. Take a listen to BJP Chief JP Nadda and other leaders who are accusing now the Congress is only playing dirty politics.
ये वास्तव में बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष राहुल गांधी और वर्तमान में अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी देश के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री सम्माननीय मनमोहन सिंह जी के दुखद देहावसान पर भी राजनीति करने से बाज नहीं आ रहे। कांग्रेस के इस घटिया सोच के लिए जितनी भी निंदा की जाए वो कम है। कांग्रेस जिसने डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को जीते जी कभी भी वास्तविक सम्मान नहीं दिया, अब उनके सम्मान के नाम पर राजनीति कर रहे हैं। ये वही कांग्रेस है जिसने पीएम मनमोहन सिंह जी को के ऊपर सुपर पीएम के रूप में मैडम सोनिया गांधी जी को बिठा करके पीएम पद की गरिमा को धूमिल किया। पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मनमोहन सिंह जी की समाधि के लिए आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार ने जगह भी दी और परिवार को सूचित भी किया है, फिर भी कांग्रेस झूठी खबरें फैला रही है।
कंट्रोवर्सी जो क्रिएट कर रहे हैं उनको बोलिए जरा थोड़ी सी इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करें। मैं समझता हूं इट्स टोटली अननेसेसरी। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह का बहुत वैल्यूबल कंट्रीब्यूशन था, पहले एज एन एकेडमिक, फिर एज ए सिविल सर्वेंट और उसके बाद एज ए प्रधानमंत्री। ही हैपन टू बी ए सिख, एज ए प्राउड सिख वी नॉट ओनली draw inspiration from that, but the honors that he has been given are as of a former prime minister who has served the country for 2 terms.
डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी, in spite of our ideological political differences, बहुत ही एक विशिष्ट व्यक्तित्व का मोस्ट रिस्पेक्टफुल पर्सनालिटी था। मोदी जी के सरकार जो कुछ भी इसके अंतिम संस्कार के लिए और उनको माननीय डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को जो अंतिम रिस्पेक्ट देने के लिए सब कुछ करने के बाद भी इसमें पॉलिटिक्स करना शुरू कर दिया। किसी एक प्रधानमंत्री जी के देहांत के बाद इतने लो लेवल जाना ये किसी पार्टी के लिए शोभा नहीं देते हैं। जब प्रधानमंत्री स्वयं इसके बारे में चिंता करके सब कुछ अरेंजमेंट करने के लिए व्यवस्था की, स्वयं गृह मंत्री जी ने कांग्रेस का अध्यक्ष को इसका मेमोरियल बनाने के लिए, स्मारक बनाने के लिए सरकार ने निर्णय जो लिया था उसका कम्युनिकेट किया, तब भी ये लोग इसमें मिसलीडिंग स्टेटमेंट देते हुए बहुत ही चीप पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं।
Yeah, it's a very sad thing that the government has stooped to this level, and because the previous Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji passed away in 2018, the government provided a place to have the last rites, and that same place was made as the sthal also. It is unfortunate and deeply painful to see today that in the final journey of Dr. Manmohan Singh to end in a place where it was very common, very congested also. Even the foreign dignitaries were there, President and Prime Minister themselves were there. All the opposition leaders were there. There is no place to sit for the family also. The family has to be pushed to the corner. The protocol, by the protocol, all other ministers were there for the photo with the frame. Therefore, it is very unfortunate that why the government has treated Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, who is the modern India 2.0's architect itself.
The BJP is reacting after Congress accused the centre of insulting Dr. Manmohan Singh, who is country's first Sikh Prime Minister, by performing the last rites at the Nigam Bodh Ghat instead of a designated spot that could be turned into his memorial. In fact, Rahul Gandhi says that the BJP-led centre has totally insulted Dr. Manmohan Singh by performing his last rites at Nigam Bodh Ghat. But now, viewers, we'll get you what former Congress leader and daughter of former President of India, late Pranab Mukherjee, Sharmishta Mukherjee, has to say. She has slammed the Congress party for playing politics over the memorial, and also said that her father, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, was insulted after his death. There was no CWC meeting that was convened by the Congress party. Listen in. Just right after the last rites, we see dirty politics unfolding, ugly politics unfolding, blame game, war of words erupting, ma'am. How do you see this?
It's extremely sad, and because death is always a very solemn affair, and Dr. Manmohan Singh was an extremely dignified person, and his entire family, they are very dignified people. So surrounding the demise of such a tall leader who was twice prime minister, who was the architect of the growth story of current India, surrounding his death, these kind of politics is totally unacceptable and uncalled for.
There are leaders from the Congress party, ma'am, like Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who have made statements, who have also written on social media platform X that the BJP, that the NDA is disrespecting Dr. Manmohan Singh. Rahul Gandhi saying that the only Prime Minister from the minority community is being insulted. And this despite the BJP assuring that there will be a memorial that will be held. But right from the seating arrangement to the place of the funeral, the location, everything is being politicized, and there are statements coming in incessantly now. How do you react to those charges made by the Congress leaders?
As I said, that the nitty-gritty of sitting arrangements and where camera was placed and stuff like that, I don't know. And there also, I think, too trivial to comment at this moment. The last right of a person, of any individual, even of an ordinary person, ordinary citizen of this country, of any human being, it's an extremely solemn and dignified affair. To level charges and to indulge in blame game and who did this and who did what and who didn't do this, these kind of things are just not done. At least they should have waited for some time. And as far as the controversy about the memorial, what I read that the BJP government immediately they agreed for a memorial. So what is the controversy? Of course, it is going to take some time because the land to be allocated for the memorial, it's a government land, it's a public land. It's not nobody's private property that you can just give it away. So there has to be certain rules and procedures, certain due protocols need to be followed. So that's going to take some time. So if the government wouldn't have agreed, then there was a scope of controversy.
Ms. Mukherjee,
Congress,
yes,
very rightly, they demanded for a memorial to be erected, and which is absolutely right. There has to be a memorial for Dr. Manmohan Singh, and the government readily agreed. So where is the controversy? Where is the scope for controversy?
Ma'am, you've also spoken about a real rot in the Congress party. Let me just quote you. You've spoken about the whole Congress ecosystem, that social media has relentlessly trolled you and your father over many issues. And there was some kind of language that was demeaning, that was derogatory, that was used against former President of India, late Pranab Mukherjee, your father. And also you said that the Congress has been unleashing trolls against you. So what is this real rot that you've been talking about, and how many of the Congress leaders are now feeling alienated by the ecosystem?
This is the whole issue that, I wrote a book on my father based on his diaries, and in that diaries, there are certain observations which are not very complimentary to Rahul Gandhi. He said he is yet to mature politically, and especially he was very upset about his trashing the ordinance, his own government's ordinance, and while the Prime Minister was away. So those are extremely arrogant acts. So anyway, of course, when I wrote this book, it created a lot of furor. And that is the time, my God, I just can't imagine the way the social trolling me, and forget about me, about my father using dirty, nasty, abusive language, even some having sexual connotations. And I would like to remind you that my father was president for 5 years. Before that, he was associated with Congress for 45 years, and he was not one of the marginal leaders. He was one of its tallest leaders. And he was a member of CWC for nearly 30 years. So they were, just to please placate someone, one person, they were denigrating their own legacy. Pranab Mukherjee is also a legacy of Congress. So, how could they do that? And this is the rot I'm talking about. And, Congress talks about freedom of expression. They fight about freedom of expression. So what is that freedom of expression? Only when you are praising, when you are being a sycophant about your leader? The moment you criticize your leader, you unleash your trolls on them. So, this is the rot I'm talking about. That, there is, lot of, what is that Congress ideology they are talking about? So, there's a Hindi mein kahavat hai ki kathni aur karne mein bahut farak hai. So, they are exactly the current Congress. I don't even feel like calling it Indian National Congress, because I don't think the party preaches, they might preach, but they don't practice the values of liberalism, of tolerance, of inclusivity, which are the core values of Indian National Congress. I mean, they are, I think, one of the most intolerant parties.
All right, viewers, now we shift our focus to the other stories that we're tracking. Aam Aadmi Party as a supremo, Arvind Kejriwal, has accused the BJP of manipulating the electoral roll ahead of Delhi Assembly polls and charged that there is a significant spike in applications for deletion and addition of voters in New Delhi's seat in the recent days. Kejriwal also filed a complaint with the district election officer in this regard. Take a listen to Arvind Kejriwal.
उनके पास ना कोई दिल्ली के लिए विजन है कि वो दिल्ली वालों के लिए क्या करना चाहते हैं, क्या करेंगे, ना उनके पास कैंडिडेट्स हैं। अब बीजेपी बेईमानी से चुनाव लड़के किसी भी तरह से जीतना चाहती है। नई दिल्ली विधानसभा का इनका ऑपरेशन लोटस 15 दिसंबर से चालू हुआ है। 15 दिसंबर से आज तक, यानी कि 15 दिन में इन्होंने लगभग 5000 एप्लीकेशन डिलीशन की डाली है। 5000 वोटर्स डिलीट करने की एप्लीकेशन 15 दिन में डाली है और लगभग 7500 एप्लीकेशन इन्होंने एडिशन की डाली है। मैं आप लोगों की जानकारी के लिए बता दूं कि चुनाव आयोग ने 7500 एप्लीकेशंस एडिशन की, 7500 वोट ऐड कराने के लिए और 5000 वोट डिलीट कराने के लिए, और मेरी विधानसभा में टोटल वोट 1,06,000 हैं। 1,06,000 में से लगभग 5% वोट ये डिलीट करवा रहे हैं, 7.5% वोट ये ऐड करवा रहे हैं। तो चुनाव कराने का ज़रूरत ही क्या है? चुनाव बचा क्या उसके बाद? चुनाव तो कुछ नहीं बचा। 12% वोट अगर इधर के उधर कर देंगे तो फिर तो चुनाव कुछ बचा ही नहीं। खेल हो रहा है इस देश के अंदर चुनाव के नाम पे।
नई दिल्ली विधानसभा क्षेत्र में जहां के विधायक श्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी हैं, वहां पर हमारी पत्नी अनीता सिंह जी का नाम कटवाने के लिए एप्लीकेशन दे दी, और एक बार नहीं दी, 2 बार दे दी। 24 दिसंबर को और 26 दिसंबर को। हमारी पत्नी अनीता सिंह जी जौनपुर की रहने वाली हैं, ये भी पूर्वांचल से हैं। मैंने पूर्वांचल का मुद्दा उठाया, यूपी बिहार के लोगों का मुद्दा उठाया, तो अब इस बात पे लग गया कि इनको ही सबक सिखाओ, इनकी पत्नी का ही वोट कटवा दो, तब इनको अकल आएगी। ऐसे मत करो बीजेपी वालों, नड्डा साहब ऐसे तो मत कीजिए। इस तरह से तो दिल्ली के अंदर चुनावी घोटाला मत करो भाजपाइयों।
And viewers, the BJP has hit back at Arvind Kejriwal after the allegation, saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is peddling a fake narrative.
विश्वास है कि दिल्ली की जनसंख्या 2 करोड़ से अधिक होगी, 2 करोड़ होगी या 3 करोड़ होगी, उसके बीच में होगी। उसमें महिलाएं कितनी होंगी, रजिस्टर्ड कितनी होंगी, उसमें करिए। ये कम से कम नहीं तो 20-30 हज़ार करोड़ का खर्चा है, और दिल्ली में सरकार का उतना टोटल बजट है। तो ये सिर्फ गप नहीं है, लार्ज स्केल फ्रॉड है।
सर, एक और चार्जेस लगे हैं कि ऑपरेशन लोटस चलाया जा रहा है दिल्ली में, और 15 दिसंबर से ये ऑपरेशन लोटस चल रहा है, जिसमें आप लोगों ने 5000 वोटर्स के नाम कटवा दिए, 7000 वोटर्स के नाम डिलीशन जुड़वा दिए। तो इस तरीके की चीजें, जब 12% वोटर्स के नाम ही कट जाएंगे तो फिर इलेक्शन करवाने का क्या फायदा? एक बड़ा खेल आप लोग कर रहे हैं। ये
मैडम, मैं आपसे सिर्फ एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा। ये वही केजरीवाल और वही आम आदमी पार्टी है जो कुछ समय पहले कह रही थी कि हम लोग में भारतीय जनता पार्टी रोहिंग्यास को यहाँ लाए। ये खुद कह रहे थे, ठीक है। उन्होंने ये भी कहा था कि हमने पता नहीं क्या स्टेटमेंट दिया, हम सब क्लैरिफाई कर चुके हैं। आप मेरे को एक चीज़ बताइए, आपको लगता है कि रोहिंग्यास जो हैं, मैं अब वो अमानतुल्लाह खान है या कौन से उनके विधायक, उन्होंने कहा कि वो उनको हर 10,000 रुपये महीने भी देते हैं, सेटल भी करते हैं। आपको लगता है किसी कंडीशन में वो लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए वोट करेंगे? सवाल ही नहीं है। ये सब इन्होंने किया है, और ये इलीगल इन्फिल्ट्रेटर्स जो होते हैं उनको ये सेटल करा के उनकी वोटें बनवाई हैं। अगर वो वोटें अब कटवाएंगे, मैं तो कहता हूँ हमारी डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा। इसलिए केजरीवाल जी को पता नहीं होता, आज कुछ बोलते हैं, जब झूठ पकड़ा जाता है उनका फिर एकदम पलट जाते हैं।
संजय सिंह माननीय सांसद हैं, मैं पहले तो उन्हीं से पूछना चाहूँगा कि आप अरविंद केजरीवाल को वोट क्यों नहीं देना चाहते? खुद संजय सिंह तिलक नगर में उनका वोट बना हुआ है। 1 साल से नई दिल्ली में रह रहे हो भाई, अपना वोट तो कम से कम यहाँ कर लेते। लेकिन ये खुद अरविंद केजरीवाल को वोट नहीं देना चाहते। और जहाँ तक उनकी पत्नी का वोट है, वो वोट बना हुआ है, और वोट कटाने का आवेदन कोई भी देता है तो उसकी जांच पड़ताल की जाती है।
कौन काटना चाहता है वोट उनके?
दो महिलाएं हैं जिन्होंने एप्लीकेशन लगाई है, हमने जांच पड़ताल की है। एक का नाम मधु है और एक का नाम है सुरेश देवी। अब मैं आदरणीय भाभी जी से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि बताइए ना, ये मधु कौन है, ये सुरेश देवी कौन है? खुल के बताएं।
भाभी जी अगर शांत है तो आप भी बता दीजिए।
तो मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, ये उनके परिवार का मामला है, हमसे मत पूछिए। संजय सिंह बताएं, भाभी जी बताएं, भाभी जी घर पर हैं, वो बताएं मधु कौन है, सुरेश देवी कौन है। दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के अब जनाधार खत्म हो चुका है। ये पहली ऐसी सरकार है जिसका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जेल में, जेल मंत्री जेल में, आबकारी मंत्री जेल में, शिक्षा मंत्री जेल में, शराब मंत्री जेल में, उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में, मुख्यमंत्री जेल में, 15 विधायक, 8 मंत्री, 1 सांसद जेल में। यह आज़ादी के बाद एक ही पार्टी ने अगर भ्रष्टाचार का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा है तो अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी ने तोड़ा है। क्या जनता से वोट लेंगे साहब? साफ पानी नहीं दे पाए, मिट्टी भरा पानी आता है आज भी। बिजली के मीटर दुगने भाग रहे जबकि हाफ होने थे। जो मोहल्ला क्लिनिक की बात करते हैं, वहां पर कुत्ते सोए होते, कोई जानवर सोए होते हैं। दवाई के नाम पे बच्चे मर गए, और जो अस्पताल कोई नया और स्कूल नहीं बना नहीं पाए, आज 70% लोग प्राइवेट अस्पतालों में जाने के लिए मजबूर हो गए अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार में। 10 साल से इनकी सरकार थी, महिलाओं को 1000 रुपया महीना नहीं दे पाए। पंजाब आपके साथ लगता है, पूछिए पंजाब को 2 साल हो गए, क्या दिए वहां पे पैसे? किसी महिला को नहीं दिए 1000 रुपये। और अब चुनाव आया तो नौटंकी शुरू कर दी।
And Patna is witnessing some high voltage drama and intense protests as thousands of the BPSC aspirants, Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants, continue to protest at the Gandhi Maidan in Patna, demanding a re-examination of the 70th BPSC preliminary exams. Now, the demonstrators firm on the demand to meet Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to discuss the impasse, broke through 2 barricades set up by the police. A minor scuffle also broke out between the police and the BPSC aspirants today.
प्रशांत जी, छात्र इसी बात का इंतजार कर रहे थे, कोई नेतृत्व करता मिले।
देखिए, हम लोग पिछले 2-3 दिनों से सरकार से ये आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल बनाकर छात्रों से मिल लीजिए। मिलने में क्या दिक्कत है? छात्रों की मांग जायज है या नाजायज? वो बिहार के बच्चे हैं, एक बार उनसे मिल तो लीजिए।
सर हम लोग का एक ही मांग है, री एग्जाम, ठीक है, उसके नीचे कुछ नहीं हम लोग सुनेंगे। और हम लोग का प्राथमिक मांग है जहाँ जहाँ भी एग्जाम हुआ उसका सीसीटीवी कैमरा हम लोग सार्वजनिक किया जाए।
तो आपके नेतृत्व करता प्रशांत किशोर हो चुके हैं?
जी बिल्कुल।
तो वही नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं?
जी।
तो क्या कल 12 बजे की बात थी कि कल 12 बजे प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए आगे बढ़ेंगे?
नहीं, हम लोग का प्रतिनिधि मंडल बना, प्रतिनिधि मंडल ने डिसीजन लिया, क्योंकि हम लोग पिछले 11 दिनों से हम लोग अनशन पे बैठे हुए थे, हम लोग को कोई सुनने वाला नहीं आया। ऐसे में हम लोग कितना दिन बैठे रहेंगे?
क्या लिखा है पोस्टर पर आपने? जी ये देखिए पोस्टर पर लिखा है, पेपर लीक से सब परेशान, अब चाहिए स्थायी समाधान। और स्थायी समाधान को लेकर भी कोशिशें लगातार जारी। और ये देखिए इस तरफ जो तस्वीर है, जहां जहां प्रशांत किशोर जा रहे हैं वहां पर भीड़ उनके साथ हो जा रही है, क्योंकि छात्रों को ऐसा लगता है कि प्रशांत किशोर ही एकमात्र सहारा है जिनके जरिए वो सरकार तक अपनी बात को पहुंचा सकते हैं। आयोग अपनी तरीके से अपनी बातों को रख रहा है, लेकिन देखिए यहां से भीड़ हटनी शुरू हो गई है और ये भीड़ फिर से गांधी मैदान की तरफ बढ़ने लगी है। यानी कि प्रशांत किशोर ने जो मैसेज देना चाहते हैं वो मैसेज उन्होंने दिया है, लेकिन ये बात कहां तक पहुंचती है? बात तो निकल गई है, लेकिन कहां किस अंजाम तक पहुंचती है? लेकिन कुछ ही दूर पर आगे जाके तकरीबन 100 मीटर जहां पर ये प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे उसके 100 मीटर आगे जाकर के फिर एक बार जो ये भीड़ है थोड़ी धीमी होती है और यहां सबको लगता है कि प्रशांत किशोर एक बार फिर से यहां छात्रों को संबोधित करेंगे और छात्रों को मनाने की कोशिश करेंगे।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
$76.5 billion to India's economy by 2028. Get your notes in just a few taps, even as you multitask. Note Assist, powered by Galaxy AI, transcribes recordings and organizes them into notes, producing super useful summaries. So record and summarize with Note Assist. Galaxy AI is here.
अरे भाई 10 साल में जो मोदी जी ने काम किया है, जो विकसित भारत का विजन है, जिस तरीके देश की अर्थव्यवस्था बढ़ रही है, जिस तरीके से जिस गति से प्रगति हो रही है, ये विजन नहीं तो और क्या? केजरीवाल जी का क्या विजन है? डिसरप्शन का। केजरीवाल जी क्या चाहते हैं कि तोड़फोड़ की राजनीति?
Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good evening and welcome, friends, to this Sunday broadcast of The Burning Question. The fact that you're watching News Sunday shows how seriously you take what's happening around you and across the world. And so let's have an hour of engaging news conversation. Earlier in the day, the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo, Arvind Kejriwal, did a presser, slamming the BJP for compromising democracy in Delhi state elections by seeking to game the electoral lists, assembly segment-wise. BJP, of course, has pushed back by claiming that they were only correcting a huge fake voter enrollment that the Aam Aadmi Party has carried out in Delhi surreptitiously over the last few years. Let's look at the claims and counterclaims as also facts. Also, in the light of a spate of appointments of Indian Americans in the upcoming Trump administration, a war has broken out within the Republican Party and its supporters in the United States over visas, the H-1B visas to Indian superachievers. It's a larger debate, actually. Having run his campaign on a strong anti-immigration position, Donald Trump finds himself in a crossfire on the issue of meritocracy versus immigrants. For now, he has sided with the Muskian position of letting merit prevail. But would he be able to stand his ground over the long term? From Microsoft to Google, from MasterCard to Adobe, you name any top American corporation, and there's an Indian American heading it, or an Indian American heading it. With such a supercharged talent pool, can America afford to shut out the H-1B visa route? That's the second conversation we are going to have at 9:35 p.m. tonight. Let's begin with the headlines.
बीजेपी बेईमानी से चुनाव लड़के किसी भी तरह से जीतना चाहती है। 12% वोट अगर इधर के उधर कर देंगे तो फिर तो चुनाव कुछ बचा ही नहीं। खेल हो रहा है इस देश के अंदर चुनाव के नाम पे।
Kejriwal has leveled big charge against the BJP ahead of polls in Delhi. States BJP is tampering voter rolls. BJP State President Viren Sachdeva hits back at Kejriwal and calls his allegations baseless.
पिछले 2-3 दिनों से सरकार से ये आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल बनाकर छात्रों से मिल लीजिए। मिलने में क्या दिक्कत है?
Patna witnesses high tension as thousands of Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants continued their protest at the Gandhi Maidan. And no end to politics over Manmohan's memorial. BJP alleges that Congress members did not come to collect or accompany their family to collect Dr. Singh's ashes. The South Korea plane crashes in Wuhan International Airport after landing gear malfunction, killing 179 on board. Airline CEO says hard to presume cause of accident yet. All right, the Aam Aadmi Party national convener Arvind Kejriwal on Sunday alleged that the BJP was planning to manipulate electoral rolls data by deleting over 5,000 names from the voters list of the New Delhi Assembly constituency, from where the former chief minister is contesting. He added, in fact, that the BJP is trying to add 7,500 new ones, which, according to him, happen to be BJP voters, calling it BJP's Operation Lotus in action. He was saying this, or he said this while addressing a press conference at the party's headquarters. And I quote, BJP is trying to win this election by any means. BJP neither has any CM face nor any candidates. The showdown over this is only getting bigger. That was Arvind Kejriwal. BJP, of course, hit back. Let's look at the facts, the conversation that took place between the leaders and the political slugfest panning out, and then we have a conversation.
Aam Aadmi Party national convener Arvind Kejriwal alleged that the BJP was planning to manipulate electoral rolls data.
बीजेपी बेईमानी से चुनाव लड़के किसी भी तरह से जीतना चाहती है। नई दिल्ली विधानसभा का इनका ऑपरेशन लोटस 15 दिसंबर से चालू हुआ है। इन्होंने लगभग 5000 एप्लीकेशन डिलीशन की डाली है। 5000 वोटर्स डिलीट करने की एप्लीकेशन 15 दिन में डाली है। लगभग 5% वोट ये डिलीट करवा रहे हैं, 7.5% वोट ये ऐड करवा रहे हैं। तो चुनाव कराने का ज़रूरत ही क्या है? चुनाव बचा क्या उसके बाद? चुनाव तो कुछ नहीं बचा। 12% वोट अगर इधर के उधर कर देंगे तो फिर तो चुनाव कुछ बचा ही नहीं। खेल हो रहा है इस देश के अंदर चुनाव के नाम पे।
Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh also joined the bandwagon and came out all guns blazing against the Bharatiya Janata Party.
सबके वोट कटवा कटवा के चुनाव जीतना चाहते हो? जब अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के क्षेत्र में एक सांसद की पत्नी का जो पूर्वांचल की रहने वाली है उनका वोट आप कटवा रहे हो, तो अब यह बात पूरे दिल्ली के लिए स्पष्ट हो चुकी। मेरा दावा, मेरा कथन, मेरा मुद्दा 100% सही था कि पूर्वांचल के, यूपी के, बिहार के लोगों के वोट भारतीय जनता पार्टी कटवा रही है।
Meanwhile, responding to the claims of an Operation Lotus, the BJP hit back at the Aam Aadmi Party.
केजरीवाल जी की आज प्रॉब्लम यह है कि दिल्ली के जो नागरिक हैं उन्होंने केजरीवाल जी को अच्छी तरीके से पहचान लिया। जो हमारे जमुना जी है, इट हैज इंस्टेड ऑफ बीइंग अ रिवर इट हैज बिकम अ सीवर। वहाँ पे जो पोल्यूशन लेवल है 500 गुना प्रिस्क्राइब लिमिट से ज़्यादा है। ऐसा कोई सगा नहीं जिसे केजरीवाल ने ठगा नहीं। ये केजरीवाल जी की स्टैंडिंग है।
दिल्ली में अवैध मतदाता बसाने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल कर रहे हैं और ये चोरी एक बार नहीं कई बार पकड़ेगी। अब तो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने 4 लोगों को अरेस्ट कर लिया जो गलत तरीके से वोट बनवा रहे थे। कौन है वो लोग? और दिल्ली में ये खेल पहली बार नहीं खेल रहे अरविंद केजरीवाल, लेकिन इस बार जब इलेक्शन कमीशन सख्ती कर रहा है, पूछताछ कर रहा है, तो इनको अपनी दाल गलती दिख नहीं रही।
As the showdown over Aam Aadmi Party's Operation Lotus allegation gets bigger, all eyes on the political to and fro that continues to intensify.
All right, democracy in danger, that trope that keeps coming in from political leaders of all sides. And joining me in this conversation, we have Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. He's joining us live from Delhi. We also have Raghav Avasthi. He's an advocate, Citizen Voice, joining us. He's also a former member of the MCD, and he's joining us live from Delhi. It's essentially a Delhi debate. On the other side, to defend the Aam Aadmi Party, to put across its views, Advocate Anmol Panwar. He's official spokesperson of the party. Very good evening, Anmol. Gyanendra Mishra, political analyst, leans towards the Congress party. The Congress seems to be a little absent from the campaign as of now in Delhi. And I would want to begin with Satish Singh, senior journalist, Citizen Voice, again joining us live from Noida tonight to understand what's really happening. Mr. Singh, you think Aam Aadmi Party Supremo Arvind Kejriwal is fear-mongering when he says that democracy is being attacked or democracy is being compromised with these changes that the BJP has only suggested in the electoral rolls? Ultimately, it's the Election Commission which does the job.
You see, in fact, I had a tour of Delhi in a long time for say about 50 kilometers today, and I can see that BJP is very, very aggressive, which I didn't think so quite some number of days ago. So this is very much likely that our party will make issue out of it. You see, our party is as good as BJP in propaganda and publicity. So whatever the merit of the case, I'm not going into that. But you know, elections, election commission, electoral rolls, electoral practices are not above suspicion anymore, and more allegations do keep coming in, day out. So even if our party is playing politics in order to gain the eyeballs, gain the sympathy factor, it seems that the election here is going very, very dirty, and this is a tit for tat game, and it's for the election commission to come clean, at least be clean in Delhi. So you have to see that. I don't know what is the politics in it, but you can't deny that there is a politics. Everybody will try to gain those votes this way or that way. This is post-ideological era of politics, where the politics of kursi is the most important and the only important thing. So everything is possible. I'm not going into the merit of Kejriwal's allegation, not at all.
Right, beautifully said, Mr. Singh. In fact, I wonder if I should have come to you towards after taking other comments, because you sort of actually concluded the debate, but we are just beginning. But good points you made. You see, the fact is that the BJP is aggressive, and the Aam Aadmi Party perhaps gets intimidated with that. Sardar RP Singh, are you being accused of being aggressive to a level where you are intimidating the opponent? And that's why this kind of charge coming to you. Are you actually, first tell us, are you actually tinkering, playing with electoral roles as charged by Arvind Kejriwal?
Well, do you think it's possible in today's world that anyone can tinker with the electoral votes or electoral voter list? No one can do that. I was shocked to see Sanjay Singh saying my wife's vote has been deleted by some BJP person. And the names of the people we know, there's some Madhu Devi and Suresh Devi. Let your channel dig and understand who they are, what is the reason they are trying to, they have sent a message, application for deleting Sanjay Singh's wife vote. But do you think BJP will do something like this so that Sanjay Singh can get some mileage out of it? No way. I mean, this all a style of Aam Aadmi Party to stay in news. I mean, they would have used their people to send a message and then again get her back in the voter list. I mean, this is not a difficult task for Aam Aadmi Party, as Aam Aadmi Party has a track record of doing all such games. But fact is, let's understand what's happening. The problem is that there are voters who are Rohingyas or Bangladeshis in city. The election commission is little strict this time, and Delhi police is strict this time. They have caught some people today who were trying to do farji voting. They were trying to fabricate some votes and then do some farjiwada there. So they have been caught today. So in that direction, they are worried that probably they'll speak out for whom they were working and who are helping them to get all those votes, fabricate those.
Sardar RP Singh, but Sanjay Singh's wife is not a Bangladeshi or Rohingya. I mean, is there specific charges that you are, and the names that Arvind Kejriwal took a long list that he brought with him, none of them sounded like Rohingya or Bangladeshi, you know.
Where did I say so? I mean, I said that they are trying to play a game because he knows he's losing election. To gain little sympathy, to try to get some sympathy, I mean, they are doing so that by doing so he can get sympathy. They want to hit us by cutting our vote or by deleting our votes, and then that's why we need your help. We need your support. Please support us, because otherwise they'll delete your vote also. And there's a game plan. That's what I'm saying. There's a game plan of the Aam Aadmi Party, and yes, they have fabricated. They have built up votes in the voter list, which in a particular address there are 35 votes. In a particular address there are 29 votes, and in a day more than 2,000 votes are sent for addition, and that too from a particular community. I'll send you a list for that voter list also. So this is what's happening, and then to cover up that, they are trying to build up this as a game. I mean, they're trying to build this up by saying, trying to get little sympathy out of it.
Okay, fair enough. Anmol. You see, the two women who have approached the administration for removing the name of the wife of your leader Sanjay Singh, according to BJP, Madhu and Suresh Kumari, Madhu Devi and Suresh Kumari, they have some AAP connection. They have nothing to do with the BJP. So it is an internal matter of Aam Aadmi Party. You are trying to sort of game, as RP Singh says, game the process and create headlines when none exist. That's what the BJP says.
Abhishek ji, the Bharatiya Janata Party is missionless and visionless in Delhi, has no roadmap for the city and has no credible CM face. They have already conceded defeat in the upcoming Delhi Assembly elections, which is why they are resorting to undemocratic means to manipulate electoral process by carrying out mass voter deletion drive of legitimate citizens of Delhi and also adding fake voters who are from outside Delhi. But the people of Delhi will not let this happen, because Bharatiya Janata Party today wants to win the election by employing every dishonest tactic. Day before yesterday, 2 days back, we saw how their former member of parliament was caught bribing 1100 rupees to the women voters of Delhi. Now the reason what they are giving is that he runs an organization. Look at this card. It has photograph of Narendra Modi, JP Nadda, Amit Shah, and their president of Delhi.
Anmol, this was 2 days back. We have done this debate. This was 2 days back. We're talking about what has happened today.
No, make a small point, Abhishek.
I'll let you make your point, RP Singh. Let him complete.
This BJP cash for vote scam. No investigation has been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. No complaint has been filed against it. And they are openly admitting that we are distributing cash.
Anmol, again, you're going back to the debate which we have already had 3 days back. Today is about the voter list manipulation, with both the parties making charges against each other. I asked you a question. Whether Sanjay Singh's wife's name, the application for removal of her name has come from two women who are identified with the Aam Aadmi Party according to the BJP. Respond to that.
Recently, our national convener exposed the Bharatiya Janata Party when applications, 11,000 applications which were written on the letterhead of Bharatiya Janata Party was found in a particular constituency of Delhi in Shahadra.
Yes.
In fact, the junior election commission officers have started the deletion process, but it was due to the intervention of Honorable Election Commissioner that this process was halted. And today, our national convener has exposed this Operation Lotus, this malicious plan of Bharatiya Janata Party to carry out this voter manipulation by deleting 5,000 voters and adding 7,500 votes. And what is shocking is that the Election Commission has already carried out comprehensive special summary revision exercise from August till October 2024, which includes voter addition, voter deletion, and correction of the electoral rolls.
I mean, Anmol, you have still not answered my question. Anmol, you are a good lawyer. You want to focus on what you want to focus on, but please answer my question. Those two women who were named by Sardar RP Singh now and the Delhi BJP president earlier, are they not associated with the Aam Aadmi Party?
Abhishek ji, I just need 1 minute. I'll certainly answer your question. See, what I was saying is that despite this comprehensive special summary revision exercise being carried out by the Election Commission and a final revised list issued on October 29, 2024, now the BJP is claiming...
I have gone through the entire, and the people have gone through the entire 15-minute statement by your party leader, and everyone knows what he has said. You are repeating from that press conference. Anmol, answer the question. Those two women, are they not associated with the Aam Aadmi Party?
Their own national president had admitted, JP Nadda had admitted in Rajya Sabha that they are deleting the votes of Purvanchalis in Delhi. They are against the Purvanchalis in Delhi. And they are labeling them as Rohingyas and Bangladeshi. Look, I'll show you the tweet of her.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. We have had this conversation earlier.
Central government will settle.
I can't. You see, no, you see.
Now they are labeling Purvanchalis as Rohingyas.
No, you're not.
You're
not answering the question, so I'll have to move on. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'll come back to you. With a
very small rebuttal.
Okay, RP Singh.
You must apologize
get in. RP Singh.
Purvanchalis of Delhi. How dare you call them Rohingyas and Bangladeshi?
No, I'm not letting that question come in. RP Singh respond, because Anmol has refused to answer the question that was asked of him.
He won't answer. But he said, who's the face? I mean, when Kejriwal goes to people, people only see this as a face. Let me show you the face. People see, this is the face which people see when Kejriwal goes to people. Well, they are reminded of one bottle with one bottle free. No, I'm not
allowing that. No, I'm not allowing that.
No, they see Kejriwal as a bottle of whiskey.
So
with another bottle of whiskey.
But you see, Raghav Awasthi.
How dare you call them Rohingyas and Bangladeshi?
मधु देवी कौन है?
People of Delhi will teach you a lesson this time.
कौन है?
आपकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई?
मधु देवी कौन है? सुरेश देवी कौन है? जवाब दीजिए ना।
आप बांग्लादेशी बता रहे हैं।
रोज नौटंकी करना बंद करो। चुनाव हार रहे हो इस बार।
Okay, Raghav Awasthi, I'm getting Raghav Awasthi. This is monopolization of the debate between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. I can't allow that. Raghav Awasthi, you think because Anmol is refusing to answer this very important question which has been asked by the BJP officially, Sardar RP Singh has repeated it, there is some chod ki daadi mein tinka. There is something about this complaint that has been made about Sanjay Singh's wife that has nothing to do with the BJP, the Aam Aadmi Party making an issue of it. What is that, Anmol? We have debated this, Anmol. We have debated this. Let Raghav respond now. Raghav. I'll come to you, Anmol, for your... Okay, Raghav.
Is really scared.
Abhishek ji,
First of all, their performance in the Lok Sabha election was quite atrocious. And since their performance in the Lok Sabha polls was atrocious, they are now apprehending that they are going to lose the Vidhan Sabha election as well. And this is the reason why they are trying to raise this bogey, which is that the people who are actually Rohingyas or Bangladeshis and who are living in Delhi under some sort of a pseudonym, they are trying to say that they are Purvanchalis. And then they are trying to somehow garner the Purvanchali vote. So the politics behind this is quite transparent. And as far as I am concerned, the people of Delhi have already made up their mind to reject the Aam Aadmi Party, lock, stock and barrel. Their erstwhile chief minister is no longer the chief minister because he was inside jail. And so I don't think it lies in their mouths to today say that the BJP has no credible chief ministerial candidate. Mr. Kejriwal, for whatever reason, is not the chief minister anymore because he had to resign owing to the fact that he was in jail. Of course, he was really stubborn and initially refused to resign, which was against all norms of constitutional morality and propriety. So the people have really seen through him now. And I think the Aam Aadmi Party is headed towards a historical
Raghav, but
defeat.
do you believe, because the charges have come from both the sides. The Aam Aadmi Party has alleged, maybe a little more strongly, but the BJP is also saying or claiming that the Aam Aadmi Party has been doing the same thing for years. It's not that the one side is saying this. So obviously, this is clearly a case of headline hunting. This is clearly a case of fear mongering and maybe marshalling your own forces. So in a way, by refusing to answer this question, who are Madhu Devi and Suresh Kumari, as per the BJP, they happen to be of the Aam Aadmi Party. Anmol refuses to answer them.
The moot question is, Abhishek ji, the moot question is that why is BJP carrying out mass voter deletion drive and why are they adding fake voters?
I will ask that question of the BJP. I will ask that question of the BJP, but you answer who are Madhu Devi and Suresh Kumari. Anmol, again I am asking you fifth time.
You can ask me 20 times, but
you will not answer.
Say that why is BJP labeling Purvanchalis as Rohingyas and Bangladeshi?
Yes, that's
why are they carrying out mass voter
because
deletion?
Your leader has raised the issue of
democracy in broad daylight.
Your leader has raised the issue of lists being manipulated, the electoral list being gamed, and that's why we are discussing that. You're derailing the debate of your own leader, Anmol. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have already discussed the issue of cash distribution. That is an issue in elections. People are watching it. People will vote accordingly. We have had the debate earlier, and the BJP has responded to it. Maybe RP Singh can respond to it again, but not now. Not now. Okay. Gyanendra Mishra. And Satish K. Singh very rightly said that both the sides are absolutely past masters at aggressively pushing their agenda, their politics, and that's what we are seeing, Anmol is just not going to answer that question because there is something. But Gyanendra Mishra, the Congress party seems not to be a player in all this. We asked the question of Congress party earlier in the day. What do you make of this charge being made by Arvind Kejriwal and Sanjay Singh? They said, हो सकता है we had bites of Tariq Anwar and Rashid Alvi. Ho sakta hai, BJP is capable of doing this. If Aam Aadmi Party is saying so, maybe it's possible. Of course, they are not your ally anymore, and they are not letting you contest on any number of seats as part of any arrangement insofar as Delhi is concerned. But then, what is the view of the Congress party in all this? What is Congress party doing? Satish, beg your pardon, Gyanendra Mishra, you have some sense? Gyanendra, can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself?
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek. I was on mute. So I think, this is an allegation which has been made and made very publicly by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And I think that this is an issue which is squarely falls in the domain of Election Commission. And if there is any attempt to manipulate the voter list by addition or deletion as being claimed at this stage, that need to be seriously looked into by the Election Commission. And Election Commission needs to come out very clearly on these issues. Obviously, there is an underlying political current in these kind of allegations, and nobody would deny that yes, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is an equally an strategist, and he is capable of meeting BJP on point to point as far as the political strategy and campaign is concerned, and I believe that he is one of the leader in the opposition bloc who is equally good at strategizing the political campaign. And he does it very brilliantly. That credit has to be given to him. Now he has come out with a list of application which was made where the 5,000 deletions has been requested for and 7,500 request for addition has been made, which has been made after the process of revision of the electoral roll was closed by Election Commission. Therefore, if it at this stage, this application has come out and a request has been made, the Election Commission has to look into it and come out very clean on that, which I believe the Election Commission has responded, saying that this process of revision has already been carried out and a final voter list has already been published. Therefore, the question at this stage for addition or deletion from the voter list does not arise. And with that, I believe if the Election Commission is very clear on that, this controversy should be at rest.
Point well made. But then what's this brouhaha about? Essentially, Gyanendra Mishra, because in the same press conference, Arvind Kejriwal also twice, not once, twice thanked the Chief Election Commissioner for intervening and not letting it happen. So which means what he's saying about 5,000 votes or 7,500 votes has actually not happened. The Election Commission has said it's not happening. There is a process that has to be followed. There is law, there is system, and it seems to be working fantastically, for which Arvind Kejriwal is thankful to the Election Commission. Then what's this whole thing about?
I would agree.
Can I come in?
This is an
Can I respond?
Yes, Raghav.
I would like to tell the viewers of Republic TV that Mr. Mishra is also my Mamaji. So the question that I would like to pose to him is this, that why is it that the Congress party is still reluctant to attack Mr. Kejriwal? I mean, on the one hand, they are telling the people of Delhi that Kejriwal is responsible for all the ills that afflict the city. And on the other hand, Mamaji just owned him up as a member of the opposition bloc. So I don't understand these double standards somehow.
Mamaji, बताइए,
Maybe he can answer that.
आपको भतीजे ने फंसा दिया मामाजी.
उसने कोशिश किया, फंसा पाया नहीं है.
But I'm on a more serious point. Let me get in Mr. Satish Singh again. Because Anmol, you are refusing to answer my question. I'm not looking at this. It's going blank, Anmol. It's not visible what you're showing.
Can I respond?
Can I respond to whom?
Can I respond? Abhishek ji, from 29th October till 15 December, Election Commission received only 2,700 applications for voter addition, that is 60 applications per day. But from 15 December, in just 10 days till 25 December, they received 7,500 applications in New Delhi Assembly. That is 700 applications per day. Despite a comprehensive and the same
your leader
and upon verification, upon verification, we found that
also said that when the number of votes sought to be changed, either added or deleted, goes above 4%, there is a mechanism that the returning officer gets into the picture. The political party representatives are called, and in front of them the process is carried out. But then, Anmol, would you answer who's Madhu Devi? Would you answer who's Suresh Kumari?
Likewise, no, for you, Madhu Devi and Suresh Kumari are important. For you, the 5,000 voter deletion and 7,500 unusual voter addition are not important.
हुआ ही नहीं है.
No.
हुआ ही नहीं है. Your leader admitted in the same press conference.
नहीं हुआ है. 29 अक्टूबर से 15 दिसंबर तक
एप्लीकेशन हुआ है, डिलीशन नहीं हुआ है. एप्लीकेशन हुआ है, एडिशन नहीं हुआ है.
But in 10 days, 500 applications have been filed by BJP. 500 application per day. After that comprehensive exercise being carried out by the election commission.
Speak all untruth. झूठ कैसे बोलने दे रहे आप इस आदमी को? आपने
Upon
देखा
verification, 408 voters. On verification, 408 voters were residing on the same address from last 20-25 years.
किसकी रिश्तेदार है?
आप ये बताइए, आरपी सिंह जी, आप बताइए, पूर्वांचलियों को आपने रोहिंग्या कैसे बोला?
संजय सिंह की वाइफ का
माफी मांगिए आप उनसे. माफी मांगिए आप उनसे.
परिवार का क्या जगह
आपकी जमीन खिसक रही है, इसीलिए आपकी जमीन खिसक रही है, इसीलिए आप 1100 रुपए बांट रहे हैं लोगों को. That is why you are openly bribing the voters of Delhi. You are openly bribing the voters of Delhi.
You know, Anmol,
वोट कटवा चाहते हो, फर्जी वोट ऐड करके
both sides, Anmol, Sardar RP
नहीं जीत पाओगे.
Please pull back. Anmol, Anmol, you're not debating with Sanju Verma today. You can be less combative and still make your point. You can still make your point. But, you see, you have refused to answer the question, but I am on a more important point. People of Delhi are watching. They are going to elect their government based on whatever they have seen over the last 5 years. Good according to Aam Aadmi Party, bad according to the BJP. But Mr. Satish K. Singh, coming back to you for the last word before I wrap up this conversation in another minute. You mentioned about this post-ideology word phrase in your earlier comment, opening comment. My question is, would you say that irrespective of the charges and the counter charges, claims and counterclaims, the system is working fantastic? To the extent that Arvind Kejriwal had to admit and thank the election commission and the chief election commissioner for making sure that if the BJP is trying to do something, they are not able to get away with it. He actually elaborated on the process that's being followed. BJP might have made an application for 5,000 deletions and 7,500 additions, but they are not happening. There is a process that is being followed. Our representatives would be there as part of that process, and then only things would move. So system is working. People can trust democracy and its systems in India.
You see, I can trust democracy in India, but I am not in a position to trust the system, number one. Number two, it's for the election commission to come cleaner and cleaner and cleaner over the allegations, because allegations are growing. I have seen a trend from the INDIA bloc leaders. When there is an election in their state, and if the results are favorable, they are not with the Congress on, calling it out for the election commission that a lot of bad things are going on there. For example, Mamata Banerjee and all. So what is happening in Delhi is that since the allegations are growing all over, Kejriwal, in my view, is preparing a ground wherein any suspicion, anything which can be intended to, can be done, he wants to thwart it. But as you asked me, I am no one to stamp on it that the system is working well. It's for the system to complete. And one more important thing, when it comes to Rohingyas, don't call me at all that I am biased. But if you are raising the matter of Rohingyas or the Bangladeshis, of law and order, of the election, everything, I think in my view, what I have watched, Kejriwal is the weakest government in this country, because many of these things fall under the supervision or under the area of the central government.
Okay, point taken. I think what you are saying is right, that the election commission has to follow up with repeat messaging so that people trust. Anmol, quick point, 30 seconds before I wrap up, 30 seconds.
See, as far as Rohingyas are concerned, as far as Rohingyas are concerned, this is their own social media head from BJP, Gaurav Mahajan. He very categorically said that there are more than 11 crore Rohingyas in India. And in fact, the central minister...
I'm coming to you, RP Singh, let him complete. RP Singh, I'm coming to you. RP Singh, I'm coming to you, let him complete. RP Singh, I'm coming to you, let him complete.
This is central minister